Disclaimer: the visuals presented in this video are generated using AI technology and are intended for illustrative purposes only. While we aim to provide an engaging representation of the topic, these images are not authentic depictions of historical events, structures, or artifacts. They are purely conceptual and should not be interpreted as factual evidence.
Egypt's sands hold countless secrets, but none as dangerous as the truth behind her name. A ruler so powerful, her own blood tried to erase her. A pharaoh who wore the beard of kings, but was born a queen. This is the story they didn't want you to know. A world where a woman rises to power in a time ruled by men. A queen who defied the expectations of an empire, crowned herself pharaoh, and ruled over Egypt in an age of warriors and gods. But how did she do it? And why did history try to erase her name from existence? Today, we're not just uncovering a pharaoh, we're solving a mystery. Who was Hatshepsut? How did she outmaneuver an empire of men? And why was her reign, the most prosperous in Egypt's history, nearly lost to oblivion? Hey everyone! Welcome back to Ancient Egypt Unveiled. Today, we're unraveling the life of Hatshepsut, a queen who became king, a ruler who transformed Egypt, and a pharaoh whose legacy was almost wiped out. Let's dive in. Segment 1, The Rise of a Queen. Hatshepsut was born around 1508 BCE into one of the most powerful royal families in Egypt. She was the daughter of Pharaoh Thutmose I and his great royal wife, Ahmose, making her royalty by birth. But unlike most Egyptian princesses, Hatshepsut wasn't just meant to marry a powerful man, she was destined for greatness. When her father died, her young half-brother, Thutmose II, took the throne. To solidify her status, Hatshepsut married him, as was common among royals. But their reign was short-lived. Thutmose II died young, leaving behind an infant heir, Thutmose III. And this is where history takes a dramatic turn. Segment 2, From Queen to Pharaoh. Hatshepsut was supposed to rule only as a regent until Thutmose III came of age. But instead of stepping aside, she made a bold and unprecedented move. She declared herself pharaoh. She didn't just take the title, she transformed her image to fit the role. Statues and inscriptions show her dressed as a male king, complete with a false beard and traditional pharaoh's crown. She even dropped the title of queen and referred to herself as His Majesty. Why did she do this? In ancient Egypt, the idea of a woman ruling alone was nearly unthinkable. To maintain legitimacy, she had to reshape history itself, portraying her rule as something the gods had destined. And despite all odds, she succeeded. Segment 3, Egypt's Golden Age under Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut's reign wasn't about war and conquest, it was about prosperity, diplomacy, and innovation. 1. Monumental constructions. She commissioned some of the greatest architectural wonders in Egypt, including her magnificent mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, an awe-inspiring structure still standing today. 2. Trade expansion. Hatshepsut reopened trade routes that had been abandoned, leading a legendary expedition to the land of Punt, modern-day Somalia/Eritrea, bringing back gold, incense, and exotic animals. 3. Religious influence. She aligned herself with the god Ammonius, reinforcing her divine right to rule. She even claimed that Ammonius himself was her father. Under her leadership, Egypt thrived, a golden age of peace and wealth unlike any before. But not everyone was happy with a female pharaoh. Segment 4, The Erasure of Hatshepsut. After ruling for nearly 22 years, Hatshepsut mysteriously disappeared from history. Did she die of natural causes? Or was she eliminated? The truth remains uncertain. What we do know is this: after her death, her stepson Thutmose III, who had been waiting in the shadows for decades, launched a systematic effort to erase her name from history. Her statues were destroyed. Her name was chiseled off monuments. Her legacy was buried under the sands of time. For centuries, her story was lost, until modern archaeologists uncovered the truth. Conclusion: the queen who could not be forgotten. Hatshepsut was nearly erased from history, but she was too great to be forgotten. Today, she is recognized as one of the most powerful and successful pharaohs of Egypt. A woman who defied tradition, rewrote history, and proved that power knows no gender. Her temple still stands, her monuments still inspire, and her story still captivates. Hatshepsut's legacy lives on, reminding us that those who break barriers may face opposition, but their greatness can never be erased. What do you think about Hatshepsut's story? Should she be considered one of Egypt's greatest rulers? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more untold mysteries of ancient Egypt.